So funny story, I was legitimately only going to film the why your cleaning routine hasn't worked video, and then as I was writing that one out, I thought I should do one of these on decluttering. And then as I was writing that one out, I thought, well, I should do one on meal planning too. And then I thought, well, at this point I might as well do one on all of the pillars and just make it a whole series. So in this video, we are talking about why your meal plan hasn't worked. And it's just a whole series now. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. And if not, we'll be back to your regularly scheduled program in a couple more videos. If you're new to the channel, I'm Kassy, and I make videos about how to streamline your home so that you can add 7 extra hours into your week. If that sounds like something you need in your life, be sure to subscribe down below. Ring the bell next to it, and I will do my best to show you how to get those 7 extra hours. All right, the first reason that your meal plan probably hasn't worked for you in the past is you meal planned for too short of a time. Meal planning for 1 week or even 1 month is really too frequent for you to stick with having to actually sit down and meal plan. When you start weekly meal planning, it seems like, oh, once a week, that's not so bad. I can sit down and do that once a week. But weeks go by way too fast for that. And it seems like as soon as you're done meal planning for 1 week, you have to sit down and do it again for the next week. And it's really easy to get burned out very quickly on this type of meal planning. Even if you're doing once a month meal planning, it's going to come up way too often and it's going to be hard to stick with. I recommend doing a minimum of 3 months meal planning at a time, but my absolute favorite, as any of you regulars on this channel know, is yearly meal planning. It takes just about the same amount of effort as it does to meal plan for 3 months, and the reward is so much greater because then you only have to meal plan once a year. The second reason that your meal plan may not have worked for you in the past is you planned on making way too many new meals. It can be really tempting as you are sitting down to meal plan to get out Pinterest and get out your cookbooks and put all of these new meals into your plan, but you're going to get burnt out if you do that. Making a new meal takes a lot more time, energy, both mental and physical, and also often money. It often takes a lot more money at the grocery store to buy all of the things because if it's a new meal, you probably don't have those things on hand. So it's just a lot more overall work to do a new meal. I'm not saying not to add new meals into your plan. Up until a couple of years ago, I always had 1 new meal night every week, and we really enjoyed it. We love trying new food. We wanted our kids to love trying new food, and we like variety. So it worked really well for us. But I do not do that anymore because it takes all that time and energy, and the season that we are in right now with evening and weekend activities with our kids and the ages that they are, it just doesn't make sense for me to have the burden of making a brand new meal from scratch once a week. I still have some fun meals in our rotation, but it's just not a huge priority to add in those new meals. So just be cognizant of how many new meals you are adding to your plan when you are creating it. The third reason you may not have been able to stick with your meal plan in the past is you may have done too many complicated meals. Some meals are really easy to whip up and put on the table, and some take every pot in your kitchen just to make them. And it's fun to make those meals sometimes, but if you have too many in a week, it's going to be really hard to stick with the plan, and it's going to be easy to just fall back on those maybe processed foods or maybe hitting the drive-through instead of making food at home if you know that you're going to have to put in a lot of effort. You want to make sure you are putting those complicated meals on days of the week where you have extra time to cook. The fourth reason you may not have stuck with your meal plan in the past is you didn't diversify your theme nights. What I mean by this is some theme nights are really simple, some are really complicated, kind of like I talked about in the last point. But if you have a combination of both, it can work really well, especially if you kind of rotate through the week, a simple theme night with a more complex, then a simple, then a complex, then a simple, then a complex. It kind of gives you a break on the more simple nights, and then it enables you to be more creative and spend more of that time in the kitchen as a family on the complex nights. But no matter how you do it, you want to make sure that it's not just complicated theme night after another. Sometimes when we're in this meal planning mode, we have Pinterest out, we have our cookbooks out, and we're scrolling and we're looking through everything, and we think, oh, this would be a fun theme night to do every single week. Let's do that. And then you're scrolling and you're looking and you think, oh, this would also be a really fun theme night to add. And before you know it, you may have 5 out of 7 complicated theme nights, and it's just really hard to stick with. It's going to make you hit the drive-thru more often if you know you have a big meal that you have to make when you get home. So just make sure you don't have too many complicated theme nights when you are setting up your plan. If, as I'm going through any of these steps, you are thinking, this seems really weird and complicated and I don't know what she's talking about, I have a whole series on YouTube where I walk you through every step of creating a meal plan. So I will put that in the cards and the description down below if you want to check that out. I probably should have said that sooner in the video, but maybe I'll move it. I'll move it to the beginning of the video or something. I don't know. But you can check that out if some of these terms like theme nights and things like that aren't making sense. Check that out because using theme nights really just, it's going to blow your mind if you've never used them before. The 5th reason your meal plan may not have worked for you in the past is you didn't align your theme nights with your weekly rhythm. We talked about this in the reasons your cleaning routine didn't work before video, but it is also so important to have your weekly rhythm set and know what your weekly rhythm looks like before you try to set up your meal plan. Otherwise, you can end up putting complicated meals on busy days of the week, and that just doesn't work well for anybody. You want to put those easy, simple theme nights on your busy days and vice versa. Put your complicated meal on your easy days. I think I said that right. Complicated meals, easy days, busy days, simple meals. Right? Yeah, I think that's right. If you have super busy weekends, you want to make sure your weekend meals are very simple, but for some people, the weekends are their downtime, and that is a really good time to make some of those more complicated meals. And once that is set up, you can create a really great theme night schedule that you can use to create either your quarterly or your yearly meal plan. The 6th reason that you may not have been able to stick with your meal plan in the past is you didn't simplify your breakfasts. This is one of the big mistakes that I made when I first started meal planning. I thought, well, now that I'm planning, I'm gonna plan out these great breakfasts, these awesome lunches, and fantastic dinners every single day of the week. And I stuck with that for about a week, and then I got burnt out with it. I was spending so much time in the kitchen, and while I enjoy cooking, I also enjoy doing other things that aren't cooking or cleaning up after the meal. It felt like I was just constantly doing one or the other. And some people may like that. Some people find joy in that. I did not. So I had to simplify my breakfasts, and then it became so much easier for me to stick with my meal plan. Plus, if you're not a morning person, like I'm not naturally a morning person, I just don't feel like cooking a lot in the morning. I am not a fast mover in the morning. So something simple to just get us going works much better for us. The last reason that your meal plan may not have worked for you before is you didn't simplify lunches. This is another one of the mistakes that I made when I first started meal planning. And like I said, I was trying to make from scratch meals, breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. And not only was I spending too much time in the kitchen, but we were wasting a lot of food because we weren't eating the leftovers for all the food that I was making. And it was also getting really expensive. So I streamlined breakfasts and lunches. I'll pop some videos in the cards and in the description down below if you want to check those out. And then I just really pour more time and energy into making dinner, and it makes sense for us because that's the one meal we all have together all day long, and we enjoy having that dinner time together and taking a little bit more time for that at the end of the day. So I hope this video gave you some ideas for how you can make a meal plan that you can stick with. And if you are interested in learning how to completely streamline your home so you can get those extra hours in your week, I am doing a free workshop that is going to be live. I believe it will be on Monday. There's a link in the description that you can register for that workshop. It will be 4 steps to adding 7 extra hours to your week. and you can bring any questions that you have about streamlining your home, and I will walk you through all of the steps and give you some action items so you can start streamlining your home today. All right, that's all I have for this video. I hope I'll see you on the workshop, but either way, I'll see you on the next video.